Hi everyone, it's Helen again. So this is our second Flip Collaborate that I'm going to go through our stand-alone approach. So this is the one that you must do for your assignment 2. So I'm going to take you through and show you where our information is to find out to do this approach for your assignment. So what you'll need to do is again, you'll need to go into week 10. So that's really important that you go to week 10, which is where I'm going to go now. And here is all the information about your standalone literacy program. So in your introduction, you would just give a quick overview of what you're going to say in your essay. But then when you look at your standalone literacy program, you would give a little bit of a definition there, which you can see here from Fellows and Oakley, about what a standalone program or approach is. So there you go. There's a great definition there that you can use. Make sure you've got your citations and just give an overview of that approach. So there's lots of information in regards to the standalone literacy program. And when you're looking for an example, if you head down here, you've got some examples here of a standalone approach in a classroom. So you can use any of those examples. For the purpose of this one, this Flip Collaborate, I'm actually going to go into first steps. I am actually from WA, so it helps that I have used this resource, but you can use any of those. So if you know or have used any of those, you can, or you can just use the first steps one that I'm going to show you. So what I have done is I have gone into that link there, and it comes up with all of these different areas. Now remember, we are looking predominantly at reading and writing. So you wouldn't be looking at any of these other ones. You wouldn't be looking at your viewing or your speaking and listening. Really, you needed to be looking at either your reading or your writing. And for the purpose of this assignment, I am going to go in and have a look at our reading resource book. So there straight away is your first resource. So the reading resource book is a general resource that you can use for your assignment, and that will definitely help you in regards to getting some great ideas in regards to this approach. So just waiting now, and it's coming up here. It just takes a little while to download on my computer. It's just a little bit slow. And these resources are fantastic actually, because they do give you a lot of information in regards to different reading approaches. Here we go, likes to scan it, my computer does. So here we go, here's our reading resource book. Here's a great example of some fantastic ideas in regards to reading. So I'm actually going to go down here and show you one of the strategies that they use. So there's our strategies that we need to use coming in straight away. And here it is here. So modelled reading. So there you've got your standalone approach. So what you've done is you've given your definition, and your example is first steps. One of your resources is the reading resource book. So that's your general resource that you're going to talk about. And your strategy is modelled reading. And there you go, you've got some information there about your modelled reading and how you can implement model reading in the classroom. And look, even gives you some ideas for assessment here. So another resource, remember one of our resources needs to be assessment based. So basically they're saying observation here is a great idea for assessment. So that's another resource that you could be using. Well, that is your resource, your assessment resource, which could be an observation sheet. So you could be having all the students' names down and be using an observation sheet for your assessment if you're using this standalone program. So there's lots of actually information here in regards to different ideas for assessment. So make sure you have a look at that. Remember, I'm just in the reading one. You can just choose reading, or you can go in and look at the writing one. And here's our strategy, which is our modelled reading. And then I'm going to go over here to my curriculum, which I've already got open. Now, I'd really recommend that you don't go higher than year 2. So I've actually got a year 1 curriculum open here, and I'm thinking about my modelled reading, and I'm thinking about using that first steps, so that standalone approach in regards to reading, and I'm having a look about text structure and organisation. So I could maybe link in understand that the purposes text serve that shape their structure in predictable ways, so I could use that one, or I could go down a little bit more and have a look if there's anything else that could link in. Let's have a look. Let's see. I'm just having a look. Compare different types of images in narrative and informative text and discuss how they contribute to meaning. So there's another link there that you could use. Now remember, you don't just need to use the language ones. You can go into literature or into literacy to link in your approach. So remembering we've got our reading resource book as our first resource. Now you can use that as your resource, or you can just use a general resource, because obviously when you're going to be doing your modelled reading, you are definitely going to be using a book. So that is a general resource that you can be using for your modelled reading. So that's really important that that you can use that general resource as well. So I'm just going to recap in regards to the standalone program. So when you're going to write your essay, you're going to give a definition. So that's really important, which is in Module 10 here. So here's your definition here. Then you're going to choose one of these as an example. So that's really important to choose one of those as an example. I've used first steps. I've chosen one of my general resources, which is either going to be my reading resource book or your writing resource book, or you could be naming a particular book that you're going to use with your modelled reading, because that is your strategy. So, and my links to curriculum are over here, and I've chosen year 1, and I'm going to use one of these as my link to curriculum. So I'm hoping that explains the standalone approach, remembering that the standalone approach is the one that you must use in your essay. So I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to now go and go through the holistic approach. Thanks, everyone.